All right, so welcome back to White House Farm. What we're doing today, we were doing front brakes and rotors, and that's actually what today's video will be on, because these are pretty much shot now, need to be replaced. But I also noticed right down there, you see that where it's separated? That's the sway bar link. So definitely need to replace those. So that'll be a separate video, but whenever I get in here to do stuff, I always look and see if there's anything that needs to be replaced. We did the outer tie rod here about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. That's still good. Lower bowl joint, still good down here. But yeah, that sway bar link, yeah, it's not supposed to have that separation there. But today's video is the front brakes and the rotors here. Pretty simple. There's 2 bolts back here, and I already went ahead and removed them, and they're 18 mil. So once you get those off, you're gonna go ahead and take this off, get a bungee or something to hold this up so it doesn't put pressure on your brake line and break your line. So I normally just use a bungee or something, and there we go. Now I can hang that like that. And sometimes with rust, especially vehicles that are older, especially like mine, these are sometimes seized up on there, so you may have to crack on them. You can put your nuts back on here and then hit it with the sledge and it should come loose. And you could also do like I do to make it easy, put a little never seize back through here before you throw your new ones back on. But all right, let's go ahead and get this over there with the old drums that we just did too from the rear. Doing complete brake system on this right now. You can catch that in another video, doing the rear drum brakes and wheel cylinders and lines, because of course the lines were rusty. But all right, so now we can go ahead and start taking apart these calipers and get the new brake pads in. And what we can do here is just take out the 1 bolt, and that's going to be a 14 mil. Comes out just like that. And now you can separate this, squeeze that down, and you should be able to pull this down. There we go. And that opens that right up, just like that. Alright. And still some meat left on that, but the rotor was shot. And this, actually you could see, something got in there, I don't know what. Started tearing it up on both sides. Probably rust, because this thing's so rusty. And we can go ahead and throw that right there. And we use our handy dandy clamp here. And we'll go ahead and tighten up this piston here. Push it all the way in. There you go. Double fisting. That's going even quicker. Alright, so that's depressed down in there now. So that'll make room for the new brake pads that we put in. And here's the new brake pads. And that's the number for them. And these are like a mid-grade. And it does come with new gear and everything, but these are pretty new from about a year and a half ago. They're not all rusted out and stuff, so you can put these on if you want. or you can reuse the ones that are on there if they're not rusted out, which I'm surprised because everything on this vehicle rusts out. So we just took off the one with the tab. This is going to face to the outside here. Alright, got that one out of there. You can see where it was scored, and it's making a nice squealing noise too. Now that we got both brake pads out of there, we're going to clean this up a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, those are still in good shape, so won't need to replace them. They're not even rusty, they're just dirty. Got them cleaned up on the insides. Alright, and now we're going to put just a little dab of Never Sees in each side here for where the brake pads slide. And we'll do that on the top and the bottom. So just a little dab. Alright, so we can take that off there. You don't have to, but you can, because we're going to lube that up anyways. And now we have our piece here. We can go ahead and put our two brake pads in. And that piece with the tab is going to face the outside here. That's simply going to go in like that. And now we can put our other one in. Alright, so we got them both in there. Now we can go ahead and we'll clean this off and get a little lube on there. Little Never Sees. And we can pull our other one out and do the same thing. Then we can go ahead and reinsert it in there. Now we can go ahead and slide this back up in there. And we can go ahead and take our bungee out of here. It's going to be in the way. So that's in there now, all the way up. And we can close this down right back in there. Oh, we gotta take the other half of the bungee out of there. And then push this down so it lines up. So your pins are all lubed up now, cleaned off. You got your new brake pads in there. All we gotta do is throw the rotor on and then put this on there. And we'll just get them hand tighten in there for now. And we can throw our new rotor on. And this is the part number. That's from Napa. And there is a factory oil on here. So use some carb cleaner or brake clean and go ahead and clean this off, wipe it off before you throw it on there. Yeah, you can see it all on there. So just spray it down. Give it a good wipe. Get all that stuff off there. And do the same thing on this side. All right. So before we throw that back on there, though, we want to remember to put a little Never Sees on here. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. Makes doing this in the future a lot easier. So now we can take our rotor. Voila, got our new rotor on there now. Now we can go ahead and take our caliper, get it off the bungees here, and we can put this on and line it up. Put our 2 bolts back in, hand tight, just to hold this sucker. You can see there's the 1 bolt up here. Let's turn this thing. 1 bolt up here, and another one down here. Alright, so we got both bolts in there. Let's go ahead and tighten those up. Alright, so we got the 2 main bolts tightened down. Let's go ahead and tighten up our caliper bolts here. Alright, so we're all set here. We got all 4 bolts tightened up. Got the new brake pads on and the new rotor. So we're all set here. All we're going to do is go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. But before I throw this back together, I'm going to need to go ahead and replace that. So we'll skip ahead to the other side here and our test drive. Just remember to torque your bolts back down here to 95 foot-pounds. These ones right here, not these ones. These ones, 95 foot-pounds. We got the new rotor and pads on. All right, let's go take this sucker for a drive, see how it does. All right, and just like that, it's starting to snow out. Man, got it done just in time. So, seems to be driving good. And I got my buddy here with me. Say hi, Major.
Hi.
And we're just gonna go ahead and break the brakes in. We're gonna, get up to 50 and then slow down. You don't wanna slow down all the way. It's just to break your brakes in. You don't wanna just come to a complete stop. You wanna make it smooth. That way you don't leave any marks, and then you have squeaks and all types of other stuff. So we'll see you back at the house. So we're all set. Brakes work good now, no noises, and we're good to go for another couple years, hopefully. They'll probably last longer than this vehicle. But once again, we hope you guys enjoy, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, bye guys.
You can't say goodbye without saying goodbye to me.
All right, Olaf. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye, Obo.
Bye, guys.